Jesus spent a disproportionate amount of time bringing life to these rural, relatively uninhabited towns. He brought vitality to places otherwise marked by poverty and dysfunction and abuse. Just think about it for a minute. He brought meals to starving ones and health to ailing ones and companionship to the lonely and salvation to the lost. And the need today in rural America for a visitation of Jesus Christ is really no different. Sadly, our villages are often marked by dilapidated church buildings and sleepy programming and leftover, burned out pastors. How encouraging is it that Jesus paid attention to the unincorporated, the people who, while not less than, were out of focus to everybody else, carpenters and fabricators, farmers and welders, the gritty ones. The question becomes, will the people of God, like Jesus, incarnate themselves into the same beautiful rustic spaces? Are we willing to get off the pavement of traditional ministry, or are we really just indifferent to the plight of the rural church? Are we really just willing to let die the pioneering work of our spiritual fathers and mothers? See, I believe it's possible that the Spirit of God will cultivate a holy restlessness or a righteous unease, a nagging nauseousness in the hearts of God's people. I think it's plausible that a new generation of leaders would bust up these spiritual ghost towns with not persuasive words of human wisdom, but a demonstration of the Spirit. BOLD is a 2-year initiative that's designed to strategically accelerate the presence of Jesus into agrarian contexts like this one. To accelerate the presence of Jesus, we need to pursue 3 major strategies. First, we need new churches. Church planting is unarguably the most strategic way to reach lost people with the love of Jesus. And for that reason, the mill will multiply into new locations that promote geographical accessibility to the gospel. Second, we need new leaders. New leaders are required to start new churches. The ability to send missionaries requires missionaries. The Mill Church will therefore multiply leaders in both number and capacity by equipping, sending, and then celebrating the very call of God. We will systematically host, develop, deploy any and all willing, teachable, capable persons called to revitalize populations of 10,000 or less. And we'll provide opportunities for theological training through missions trips and educational networks that are sensitive to the varying seasons of life. Third, we need new buildings. Starting new churches by sending new leaders requires a home base from which to send. A building's never brought salvation to anybody, but buildings are necessary. Buildings are these incredible tools that have for centuries created stability and facilitated ministry and prolonged longevity in the church that Christ died for. So we'll construct and or purchase in our lifetime buildings that are attractive, buildings that are spacious and multifunctional, so that we might corporately treasure the beauty of Jesus and those, again, that He died for. And we'll create a legacy, building so that our children's children will hear the gospel when we're long gone. We're asking that you make a bold commitment for the cause of Christ during this new 2-year season. We're asking everybody at the mill to pray, interact, and give in new ways. As you consider your part in this vision, ask yourself, if someone were to look at how I use my time, my energy, and money, what would they learn about my priorities? Am I involved relationally in the lives of my neighbors? Are my interactions being shaped by the gospel? And what difference do I really want my financial commitment to Bold to make in my own heart and in my own life? Will my commitment pinch me, prod me, change me for the mission of Jesus? We need to be bold.